What is professional development? This topic has hounded me for this past year. When asked to decide on an area that I have influence to change, I chose staff training. Throughout this process and my life experiences, I have come to understand that professional development is about growth. As a trainer, teacher, or a facilitator, part of my responsibility is to help my participants to grow, whether it is in their skill sets, their job knowledge, or in gaining a new understanding or thought process. My goal in teaching, training, is to get my participants to have their own aha moment, to see themselves succeed and to realize they went one step further with help than they could have done on their own. As a camp director and who has been in the camping industry for the last 15 years, I have been involved in the recruiting, hiring, training, and dehiring of staff members. I have learned that one must hire tough before attempting to become tough once everyone is on the bus. I have also realized that one must make their expectations explicitly clear when discussing with their staff what they want from them. Do not assume the staff will understand what you're asking them to be able to do. Also, do not assume that what you said was in fact what the staff heard, which is what brought me to the topic of staff training. Realizing that while many staff members were present in the camp training activities, they did not hear what I or the other trainers thought they had heard. During the course of my research, I have discovered a few interesting points of interest for myself in dealing with adult learners. First, I have to realize that my staff, while most are 18 and just graduated from high school, others are in college and would be considered adults. And with them, they bring a unique set of expectations and requirements to training sessions than traditional students. Successful staff trainers are those who are aware of, understand, and make the necessary accommodations for their participants, thus ensuring a positive experience is available for all. Adult learners require training sessions to be meaningful, pertain to specific job duties and responsibilities, incorporate life experiences, skills, and prior knowledge. Some even need to have a brief overview given before trainings even start. The second point that has grabbed my attention through the research is that while there are different learning styles that are present in the audience, there is also varying levels of motivation present in the training sessions too. Motivation is an internal emotion that drives the adult to do, learn, modify, or move, which must be activated in order to have the adult learner willingly participate in training sessions. When I realized how important or integral part motivation plays, it's what can trigger a person's interest, their level of participation and engagement, I finally understood that I needed to use the self-determination learning theory that DC and Ryan researched. People choose to do, act, behave, and respond in the manner in which they do, as well as exploring the consequences of one's actions and behaviors. This theory has allowed me to make plans with the realization that not all staff members will engage at the same level for the same reasons. The third point that intrigued me as I continued through this research process is adult learners must have their curiosity piqued, followed by an immediate activity given in order to relate the newly gained knowledge, if I want it to have a longer lasting effect. By incorporating real-life scenarios during training session, this gives the participants the opportunity to see how the information that was taught can be used, how others handled the situation, and allow themselves a trial run of a situation before it really happens. The fourth point in compiling my literature review is the protection of companies' legacies. Both Cottrell and McClennan show that the protection of corporations' legacies have come from the realization that people were the greatest asset and the greatest liability to companies, thus demonstrating the importance of incorporating risk management into training sessions for all employees. The Florida Sheriff's Youth Ranches, who I work for, have always taken it very seriously to train all incoming year-round staff in the history of the agency and protecting our star. We keep things polished and don't do anything that will tarnish it. As a supervisor who hires summer staff who are always in the public's eye at all times, this message was delivered to those supervisors. Unfortunately, through actions of staff members, the realization the message was not shared throughout the ranks has hit home. The last point that I discovered in my journey is that if I want to be a successful trainer, I must be cognizant of the various learning styles, whether it's the visual, the verbal, a logical, interpersonal, and an intrapersonal, blend that with traditional classroom settings such as the chalkboard, handouts, hands-on activities, to the more modern use of technology that will allow my participants to grow. If I want to continue to facilitate my participants towards growth, I must cultivate the ground for learning. This is done through motivational strategies, learning styles, different techniques, being honored and respected, pulling out the weeds of embarrassment, singling out, or having a non-safe zone of disclosure. By fertilizing with a sense of camaraderie, support, confidence to keep each other safe, whether it is physically, emotional, or psychologically, the acceptance and understanding from all participants, professional development will grow.